Yay! Hi, everybody. This is Gabrielle. I'm live for the second time this week with Katie Freeze, who is not only one of my really good friends, she's also an admin and moderator of this group. And we just thought we'd do a quick little Facebook Live because we are starting our group think tank slash masterminds this Friday. So we'll put the link here if you haven't signed up, but if you're live now, go ahead and drop some comments or some questions that you have. And if you watch the replay, of course, put hashtag replay, give us your questions so we can get back to you. But we just kind of thought we would give you a little, play by play of what to expect with coaching with us on Friday.
Yeah, a little impromptu. What day is it? Tuesday afternoon.
I'm like, I don't know what day it is, don't ask me.
No. But yeah, a little impromptu Facebook Live. Yeah, Gab and I were really excited to start this group for you all because through this group, we see, right, that folks have a wide variety of questions about starting a group practice, growing a group practice, scaling a group practice, and also kind of additional streams of income, which is another topic that both Gabrielle and I are excited to teach people about. We've both gotten some great opportunities in doing continuing education. Gabrielle has run and is currently promoting a really awesome retreat coming up in Belize, which, side note, if you sign up for her retreat, you get to attend our coaching sessions for free. So that's a little bonus. I think her retreats are exciting. So talking about kind of how you can expand beyond just being a solo private practice to a lot of other opportunities.
And I think a lot of things, but one thing that was top of mind is I know that a lot of things that we see online and on Facebook are all very negative. And, obviously the name of this group has abundance in it because I believe in that very strongly. And I also want to create a safe place for you to be able to talk about your concerns, but also that it's not all bad. And I think it's very easy to get on here and see like all the complaints. And of course, like the thing with Change Healthcare, which is super stressful that a lot of us are dealing with. Um, but scaling into a group, I mean, even though a lot of you probably know my story that I sold mine because of my own burnout, but it changed my life. Like I couldn't do what I'm doing now if I did not have a group practice. And yes, it's work, but everything is work. If you want to create more income streams, if you want to do continuing education, if you just want to do one-on-one therapy, like it's all work, but there are ways to make it easier. To delegate is super important, to have systems in place so that things are streamlined, because what I see a lot when people come to me to work with me one-on-one is they are stressed, they are burnt out, they're complaining about a ton of stuff, but it's all preventative. And a lot of it is also mindset. And I know people don't think about that either, but your mindset, your own stuff, your own people pleasing, your own codependency, your own lack of boundaries, it all comes into your business. And it is so incredibly important for us to work through that and to have support doing that. And I see Becca's here. Hi, Becca. So if anybody else is live, if you've got questions, let us know. But our first session is this Friday, March 22nd at 10 a.m. Eastern.
Yep, 9 a.m. Central, 8 Mountain, 7 question mark Pacific. I think
I
that's
always
right.
get confused with Pacific for some reason. 3 hours is like too hard for me to think. Too much math.
And if you can't attend live, we will send the replay for those who register. But yeah, I mean, one thing that I think a lot about with this topic is how a great clinician does not a great business owner make, right? It's two different skill sets. And yes, there's a lot that aligns as it relates to attunement and problem solving skills and self-knowledge and all of like there's so many characteristics, personality traits, as well as learned characteristics that overlap between being a good clinician and being a good business owner or group practice owner, but the things we learn in grad school do not always translate over into teaching us how to run a successful, ethical business, right? And I think when I started expanding from being in solo practice to opening a group practice, and the cool thing about Gabrielle and I kind of doing this together, right, is that she opened, grew, and sold a insurance-based practice, and I have a private pay group practice, so we can kind of speak to both ends of that. They're the pros and cons, because there's lots of pros and lots of cons of either way that you decide to go about it, whether you decide to be private pay or insurance-based. But the thing that I learned is that, like, there is so much to learn. There's so much to learn about marketing. There's so much to learn about legal stuff, ethics stuff, leadership stuff, employment and hiring stuff. I think Gabrielle and I have both learned a ton about who you want to hire and the things that you want to look for when you're looking for employees to join your group practice, whether you do a contractor model or an employee model. So I think one thing that we're excited about is giving you all the opportunity to learn from our mistakes, learn from the areas that we've been successful, and then to provide each of you who sign up with some individualized support, because like Gabrielle said, we can give some cursory guidance in a Facebook post, but we can certainly provide more in-depth guidance in the form of a group.
Yep, exactly. I'm trying to post the link, but no, of course. Zoom is being Zoom. So
That too. No worries. Well, if we can't post it right now, we'll post it in a bit.
later. Okay, wait, I think, oh no. Yeah, it's not working right now. It's giving me a 400 bad request error. So I will post the link, but if you are just in the group and you go to events at the top, you'll see the events and you can pick and choose. So we just kind of wanted to start and see how it went. So this Friday, the 22nd, is like starting a group practice. So that means either like you're in the beginning stages or you're thinking about starting a group, and we will help you with that. And then the 29th is if you're already a group practice owner and you need help scaling successfully. That means delegating, that means streamlining, adding in systems, because things change. So I'm also a consultant for the Group Practice Exchange, and I only work with masterminds there for people who are 1 million and 2 million plus in revenue, and those problems look different than the problems you have when you're first starting. There is some overlap, but it's different as you keep growing. And then our one on, is it April? Do we do April 5th?
I can double check.
That one is additional income streams. I'm pretty sure. I wish the stupid Zoom thing would work, but I'm pretty sure it's April 5th. I made events for all of them, so they're there. So that one is on additional income streams. So I know that I'm an insane person and I have like 15 income streams. And so you don't have to have that many, and maybe you don't want any at all, and that's fine. But if you do, or you want to learn more about it, that one will be focused on that. So and Katie also does continuing education. She does workshops in the community. She does lots of training. And I also do that. I sell on Etsy, like a lot of you know. We both do speaking engagements. That can be a really great stream of income. I used to write for Choosing Therapy. I've taken a little bit of a break from doing that, but that's another way you could make income. Online courses. What else? Supervision, teaching CEs.
There's so much. There's so much. And part of what we can help you with is kind of figuring out what is worth your time and energy, right? Because I think a lot of you probably recognize this, like passive income is not passive, at least not at the beginning. It's very, very active in order for it to be successful, either with the marketing or the time and energy that it takes to create the course or create the content. But if you find something that you're really passionate about and that is worth your time and energy, it can be incredibly fulfilling and even lucrative to find different streams of income outside of one-on-one therapy. So we'll be happy to kind of talk you through options and help you think about what your yeah, your best path might be for that.
I found the link, it's working now. So
Fantastic.
let me post it so you can sign up. And yes, if you come to Belize with me in June, you get to come to these for free. Um, but there's the link to sign up. And again, if you can't come live, it's fine. You'll automatically get sent the replay. But yes, it's really important to figure out those other income streams because they're not passive at first. Even Etsy, I think, people see that and they're like, oh, people just like search and buy on your Etsy every single day. Like, I still have to promote that a little bit. And it is pretty passive now, but people need to see it or they forget about it. So you always have to be showing those things, and that might not be for you, and that's fine. And that's what we can talk about, because there are so many different ways that you can work as a therapist, as a group practice owner, make extra money, and also just do something different, because there's only so many one-on-one sessions you can do. You're going to hit a ceiling on income, and you're going to hit a ceiling on burnout and how much time you have. So you can absolutely start to add in different things. And not to be cheesy, but I'm going to be cheesy for a second. My friend Megan posted, and you sent it in the chat too, Katie, the retreat that we all met on 2 years ago. And like, I have chills talking about this. Our lives are so different, and it's just incredible what you can achieve in 2 years. So I know that right now, a lot of us feel a little bit stuck or a little bit burnt out, or we don't know what to do, but your life could be so different even 6 months from now.
And I think to Gabrielle's point, like it speaks so much to connection. Like I think the thing that I like most significantly attribute whatever level of success, which is a complicated word, right? But that we've gained to is connections, right? Like business besties and mentors and supervisors and therapists, right? And like people who can come around you and celebrate with you on the good days and cry with you on the hard days, and who you can vent to, right? And I know Gabrielle and I and some other folks in our community have been that for each other. And we are so happy and excited for the opportunity to be that for you, right? Recognizing like you can't build a successful business, whatever your definition of success is, just by yourself, right? Like, have I done probably more than the average number of listening to podcast hours? Yes, 1,000%,
That's
right?
true. That is true.
Right? Like that is my guilty pleasure, is listening to marketing and therapy related podcasts. But right, like a podcast can't support you in the way that humans and coaches can. So that's part of why we're so excited to be able to provide this opportunity for you all. And the other thing that I want to say about this upcoming group on Friday is that you don't have to be 100% sure that you want to start a group practice in order to come to this group. Maybe you have some ambivalence. Maybe you're not sure about if that's the right path for you. Maybe you know that you just want to do something other than one-on-one therapy or in addition to one-on-one therapy. We would be happy to talk to you about the pros and cons of starting a group practice, what it entails, because sometimes I think a lot of people don't know what it entails. And it can be simultaneously very hard as well as very fulfilling and valuable, right? And so it's not for everybody, but it's absolutely for a lot of people. And so we can help you kind of talk through any ambivalence you might have about if this is the right path for you.
Yeah, and that's super important too, because you just might not know, and that's okay. And we can help you figure that out. And maybe you just need a little push, or maybe it's not the right fit, and we can chat about, like we were just talking about, other ways to diversify. But um, a group practice can be a really good way to do that. So
Totally.
cool. Well, I put the link below, and if you've all got questions for us, post them on this video or join us on one of the Fridays. This Friday, the 22nd, is again, if you're not sure if you want to go into group practice, or you're a newer group practice owner, or you're just starting, that's at 10 a.m. Eastern. March 29th is for those of us who are already group practice owners and are more thinking about scaling and needing support in that way. And that's March 29th. That's a Friday at 10 a.m. And then April 5th, 10 a.m. Eastern is all about adding income streams. So you can come to all three or you can just pick and choose. But the link is below and we'll make a post in the group too. So it's easy to find.
Yeah, yeah, we're excited to have the opportunity to support you all. I guess just to give you all kind of a taste of what we might be talking about is things like pros and cons of virtual versus in-person practices, HIPAA things that you might not know that you don't know. I've learned a ton. I'm a little HIPAA obsessed, Gabrielle. Yes.
It's true. And it's good. It's important. That is like one of your specialties, and that's something that a lot of people don't even think about. So,
Totally. Totally, right? Things that you need to be a compliant practice, right? Using a Gmail account is not actually HIPAA compliant. Like a normal like therapy practice at gmail.com is what I mean by that. So like the tools that can help your practice run both ethically, HIPAA compliantly, functionally, we can talk about that. Again, the hiring process. There's so much that we can help support you with if you're interested in coming to this initial session on Friday.
I will also say, like, something that I hear a lot right now too is like, people ask if it's worth it, but people also are wondering if they're able to hire. And I will say that it was rough there for a minute. It seems like it's gotten a little bit better. All of my consulting clients, all of them have been able to hire. So
Totally.
I think there's a shift going back that people do want to work for a group practice and not have to be responsible for everything on their own. Because that's a question people ask me a lot too, is like, why would somebody work for me when they can just do it themselves? Like, well, it's not that easy to do it for yourself. Not everybody wants to do that. Not everybody wants to deal with marketing and copywriting and dealing with HIPAA stuff that they have never had to do before, and billing and invoicing, finding
Totally.
clients. Like there is a lot to it. A lot of people they just don't want to do that. And that's fine because those people want to work for you.
Totally. And like figuring out what you as a group practice owner bring to the table, because you do bring something to the table, right? Whether it's reputation or the skills that you can provide if you provide clinical supervision, right? Or like Gabrielle was saying, like all of the marketing and the billing capacity and knowledge and all of those things. And what I can say from my personal experience, kind of as it relates to right now, is we're getting plenty of applicants, which is exciting. And it's really about honing down to who are going to be the ideal applicants and what are the questions that I want to ask to ensure that whoever I bring on the team is a good match for our culture, our practice, the kind of clients that are drawn to our practice. So, for example, my practice works with both developmental trauma, mostly in millennial aged folks, and then also play therapy, right? So if someone has a specialty of for example, substance abuse in older adults, that's a fantastic specialty and so important, and not a fit for our practice because I wouldn't be able to fill them with the clients who they really love and enjoy, right? But the cool thing about being connected to others in the community is that I might know another group practice owner who does have that specialty, and then this potential applicant I could refer to their practice. So again, it's so much about being strategic so that you feel fulfilled and any potential employee feels fulfilled as well.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Oh, I love it. Well, the link is below. We will post it in the group also. And if you've got questions, put them here and we will come back and answer them for you. But we're looking forward to seeing you guys on Friday.
See you then.
Bye.